Hey everybody, what is up? I am bringing you a crazy story today. We're going to talk about a few things, starting with Jeff Bezos saying he will give most of his money to charity, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Amazon layoffs and a little bit about Disney layoffs as well. All of this stuff ramped up over the weekend. It got insane, beginning with the CNN exclusive. So let's get into it without any further ado. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos plans to give away the majority of his $124 billion net worth during his lifetime, telling CNN in an exclusive interview he will devote the bulk of his wealth to fighting climate change and supporting people who can unify humanity in the face of deep social and political division. So he's going to be giving away his money to climate change. This is over $120 billion. So climate change and politics. So he wants to give his money to people who he thinks can save the country, basically. Now, he does say after it talks a little bit about a $100 million grant to Parton, but it talks about how he's committed $10 billion over 10 years, and he plans to pay it off in his lifetime. But what I found interesting about this CNN exclusive is the mention about the economic downturn, which I think is what most of this has to do with, including with the Disney layoffs, Amazon layoffs, et cetera, et cetera. I know that a lot of people would probably love to believe that this is happening because of Rings of Power and its failure as a TV show, but no, they're doing season 2. I mean, I'm sure people are really upset about that, and Jeff Bezos is probably thinking, yeah, I mean, it's probably a good time for me to do this, you know, because that show was really bad, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care. It doesn't seem like they care, and I don't think any amount of money could save that show anyway. It's a travesty through and through, in my opinion. I just really don't think that it can survive, but we're actually going to talk about the economic downturn. So check this out. While Bezos and Sanchez plot out their plans for Bezos' immense wealth, many people of more modest means are bracing for what economists fear may be an extended economic downturn. Last month, Bezos tweeted a warning to his followers on Twitter, recommending that they batten down the hatches. The advice was meant for business owners and consumers alike, Bezos said in an interview, suggesting that individuals should consider putting off buying big ticket items that they've been eyeing, or that companies should slow their acquisitions and capital expenditures. He's like, hey, whoa, that giant fridge you want? Don't you dare buy that. Don't you do it. Or that companies should slow their acquisitions and capital expenditures. You stop making money. I'm just kidding. All right, take some risks off the table, Bezos said. Keep some dry powder on hand. Just a little bit of risk reduction could make the difference for that small business. If we do get into even more serious economic problems, you've got to play the probabilities a little bit. Many may be feeling the pinch now, he added, but arguing that as an optimist, he believes the American dream is and will be even more attainable in the future, projecting that within Bezos' lifetime, space travel could become broadly accessible to the public. And I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is doing a fantastic job of that, but okay, I mean, I think he should just give all of his money to Elon Musk. I mean, that dude's doing crazy stuff right now. Crazy stuff. I mean, he's launching rockets out into space that come back and land perfectly, and then he sends them off. I mean, and he's like taking over Twitter, changing a bunch of stuff, making everybody mad. It's glorious, okay? And this is one of the most controversial times in our country's history right now, especially with the election going on as long as it has. It's just a crazy time. But what I want to do is segue over to this story right here. Amazon reportedly plans to cut 10,000 jobs. Here are the biggest U.S. layoffs this year. Amazon is planning on cutting tens of thousands of employees, according to the New York Times, in what would be the biggest round of layoffs in the history of the company, making it the latest major firm to cut jobs this year, as many employers fear rising inflation could slide the economy into recession. If there is a season 2 of Rings of Power, it's in trouble. Okay, this is a really crazy time right now, all right? Check this out. Amazon plans to lay off as many as 10,000 employees in corporate and technology roles beginning as soon as this week, according to the New York Times, with anonymous sources saying the layoffs will mostly target the company's devices organization, which develops the brand's famous voice assistant Alexa, along with the retail and human resources division. The number of jobs being reduced remains in flux, the Times noted. Now, a couple of days prior, Disney told executives it plans to implement a targeted hiring freeze and anticipates job cuts, according to CNBC, after reporting quarterly losses earlier this week, though it's not clear how many employees will be affected by the changes. Actually, let's go and segue over to the Disney one. Disney announces upcoming layoffs, hiring freeze to cut costs, an internal memo from CEO Bob Chapek, okay? The Walt Disney Co. is planning to freeze hiring and cut some jobs ahead of the winter holidays following a disappointing quarter, according to a report. In the memo sent to employees, Disney CEO Bob Chapek said the company would be moving forward with prioritizing cost-saving measures, including some staff reductions. I am fully aware this will be a difficult process for many of you and your teams, Chapek wrote. we are going to have to make tough and uncomfortable decisions, but that is just what leadership requires, and I thank you in advance for stepping up during this important time. As we work through this evaluation process, we will look at every avenue of operations and labor to find savings, and we do anticipate some staff reductions as part of this review, Chapek said in the memo sent on Friday. The chief executive also said the company would limit how many additional staff it hired and that it was focused on only acquiring new staff in the most critical business-driving positions. I mean, they are just shifting things around huge right now. They're laying off a lot of people. 10,000 workers for Amazon. Disney's doing the same thing. Disney has around 190,000 employees, a figure that has dropped yearly since 2018. The memo is the latest business indicator of how Disney plans to follow up on a disappointing quarter, which seemed to demoralize investors. The company's shares fell to a 52-week low on Wednesday from $101 on Monday to just under $87. It has been declining steadily. All you have to just Google Disney stocks. Just check it out. Look at those charts. It's really crazy what's been happening, especially the last few months. They have since rebounded to about $95 as of Friday evening, but that's way low. I mean, I think a month or two ago it was like at 127, something like that. Chapek also indicated that in the memo that Disney will establish a cost structure task force to further trim the company's expenses. It will be led by the CEO, Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy, and General Counsel Horatio Gutierrez. The memo comes just days after McCarthy first announced Disney's intention to make both short-term and long-term changes to save money. Now, my question is, are they shifting things in the sense of getting rid of all of the terrible woke writers and directors in Amazon and Disney who are ruining Marvel, ruining Star Wars, ruining The Lord of the Rings, ruining everything? If that's the case, bravo. And if Jeff Bezos is giving his money to climate change, that sucks. And if he's giving it all to politics, that sucks too. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Like and share this video, subscribe, click that notification bell, and I hope to see you all again next time.